it's Zebra. Emma here. How you doing? Hope you're okay. So today for our story, I have got a different book which is written by, so the author is by a lady who comes from Germany, the country that we're thinking about this term, and her name is Judith Kerr. And Judith Kerr has written lots and lots of books that we might know, and I've chosen one book about a very famous cat, because Judith Kerr wrote lots and lots of books about a cat called Mog. So today I'm going to share with you Mog the Forgetful Cat. There she is. There's Mog. Once there was a cat called Mog. She lived with a family called Thomas. Mog was nice, but not very clever. She didn't understand a lot of things, and a lot of other things she forgot. She was a very forgetful cat. And there's the family. We've got Mr. Thomas, Mrs. Thomas, Nicky, the little boy, and Debbie, the little girl. Sometimes she ate her supper and then forgot that she'd eaten it. Sometimes she thought of something in the middle of washing her leg and then she forgot to wash the rest of it. Once she forgot that cats can't fly. But most of all, she forgot her cat flap. The cat flap led from the kitchen into the garden. Mog could go out and in again. It was her own little door. The garden always made Mog very excited. She smelled all the smells, she chased the birds, and she climbed the trees. She ran round and round with a big fluffed up tail. And then she forgot the cat flap. She forgot she had a cat flap. And she wanted to go back into the house, but she couldn't remember how. In the end, she sat outside the kitchen window and meowed until someone let her in. Afterwards, you could always tell where she had sat. This made Mrs. Thomas very sad. "Bother that cat," she said. But Debbie said, "She's nice." Once Mog had had a very bad day. Even the start of the day was bad. Mog was still asleep. Then Nicky picked her up. He hugged her and said, "Nice kitty." Mog said nothing, but she was not happy. I don't think she likes being woken up. Then it was breakfast time. Mog forgot that cats only have milk for breakfast, and she forgot that cats only have eggs as treats. She ate an egg for her breakfast. Mrs. Thomas said, "Bother that cat." Debbie said, "Nicky doesn't like eggs anyway." Oh dear. Naughty Mog. He's eaten Nicky's egg. Uh-oh. Mog looked through her cat flap. It was raining in the garden. Mog thought perhaps the sun is shining in the street. When the milkman came, she ran out, and the milkman shut the door. The sun was not shining in the street after all. It was raining. A big dog came down the street. Mog ran, but the dog ran too. Mog ran right round the house and the dog ran after her. She climbed over the fence and ran through the garden and jumped up outside the kitchen window. She meowed a big meow, very sudden and very loud. Mrs. Thomas said, "Bother that cat." Debbie said it wasn't her fault. Oh dear, I think she made Mrs. Thomas jump. She spilled everything out of her saucepan. Mog was very sleepy. She found a nice, warm, soft place and went to sleep. She had a lovely dream. Mog dreamed that she had wings. She could fly everywhere. She could fly faster than the birds, even quite big birds, and suddenly she woke up. Mrs. Thomas said, "Bother that cat." Debbie said, "I think you look nicer without a hat." Debbie gave Mog her supper and Mog ate it all up. Then Debbie and Nicky went to bed. Oh, look, she spoilt the hat. Mog had a rest too, but Mr. Thomas wanted to watch the television. Mr. Thomas said, "Bother that cat." Look, Mog's fallen asleep on top of the television, so Mr. Thomas can't see it. Mog thought, "Nobody likes me." Then she thought, "Debbie likes me." Debbie's door was open. Debbie's bed was warm. Debbie's hair was soft, like kitten fur. Mog forgot that Debbie was not a kitten. Oh dear, look, she's licking Debbie now. Debbie had a dream. It was a bad dream. It was a dream about a tiger. The tiger wanted to eat Debbie. It was licking her hair. Uh-oh, that looks like a scary dream. Debbie shouted and Mog jumped. Mr. and Mrs. Thomas said, "Bother, bother, bother that cat." Debbie said nothing. She was still crying because of her bad dream. Oh dear. Mog made Debbie have a bad dream. Mog ran out of the room, right through the house, and out of her cat flap. She was very sad. The garden was dark. The house was dark too. Mog sat in the dark and thought dark thoughts. She thought, "Nobody likes me. They've all gone to bed, and there's no one to let me in, and they haven't even given me my supper." Oh dear, she does look sad, doesn't she? Then she noticed something. The house was not quite dark. There was a little light moving about. She looked through the window and saw a man in the kitchen. Mog thought, "Perhaps that man will let me in. Perhaps he'll give me my supper." Uh-oh, it doesn't look like Mr. Thomas. It looks like there might be a burglar in the house. Oh dear, what's Mog going to do? She meowed her biggest meow, very sudden and very, very loud. The man was surprised. He dropped his bag and it made a big noise and everyone in the house woke up. Mr. Thomas ran down into the kitchen and shouted, "A burglar!" And the burglar said, "Bother that cat." Mrs. Thomas telephoned the police. Debbie let Mog in and Nicky hugged her. Oh, phew. They caught him just in time. The policeman came and they told him what had happened. The policeman looked at Mog. He said, "What a remarkable cat. I've seen watchdogs, but never a watch cat. She will get a medal." Debbie said, "I think she'd rather have an egg." Mog had a medal. She also had an egg every day for breakfast. Mr. and Mrs. Thomas told all their friends about her. They said Mog is really remarkable, and they never, or almost never, said, "Bother that cat" again. Oh, good old Mog. Mog saved the day and saved the house and the family from the burglar. Did you enjoy the story about Mog the cat? There are lots more stories by Judith Kerr. Lots of them are about Mog. Why don't you have a look and see if you can find some more? See you soon. Bye.